Hello, everyone. This is G&A Podcast. I am your host, Soberoni, along with my co-host,
Chubidoo.
and we are here with another lovely week of anime. I have had a lovely 2 hours of sleep, so we are full energy for this podcast today.
Yeah, full energy, and I am
Full
coughing off
force.
a weekend of bad life decisions. Happy Pride, everybody!
Woo!
Oh, I feel like shit.
So this is going to be a fun podcast because we're both about to collapse.
Kind of.
Yeah. Speaking of collapsing, let's talk about Steins Gate Zero, episode 11.
So many good episodes this week.
Everything was great this week. Everything was great.
It kind of was.
Well, we'll save it. Well, one thing, but we'll save it for later.
Let's see. Anything? Just like the chase scene was just so like crazy. Like it's very, very familiar to
Steins Gate season 1.
Exactly. So no one gets shot in the head or thrown into train traffic.
I'm just like imagining Maho in all these situations where she's just like, "Oh, I have my laptop," and then suddenly, like fucking soldiers pop out of nowhere and start shooting her and taking her hostage, and like random Russians show up in a van and start shooting, and Maho's just like,
"What the fuck?" Time machines.
Time machines. Yeah, Maho's just like, I have no fucking clue what's going on.
Yeah, it shows, especially when her whole body literally just goes into shock and she's like,
I love that. That was a very nice, semi-realistic thing to add that you don't really see much of in anime. And you tend to not think about, but it's like, oh yeah, if you were to go through something like that, your body would probably tense up severely. Like you'd probably never unclench your hand.
Yeah, she was in like super crazy shock. And given everything that happened to her in like literally the past 12 hours probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, fits her. I love that they gave her so much attention this episode. She's so growing on me right now.
They make her really good.
Favorite, but she's just growing on me. I love
that whole conversation when she was in the bed talking to Rentaro or Okabe, whatever. That was a good scene. Because first it was like, I were talking, like, I don't know, it just had all the elements. It had a lot of elements in that one conversation, and it worked out very well. Like, first, they were, like, talking about, like, oh, shit, like, oh, this stuff happened, and I'm trying to, like, and then, first it starts off saying, hey, try not to forget that you saw a naked body. And he's like, I'll try. And she's like,
I'll try, maybe.
And then they talk about, like, heavy shit about, like, you know, being compared to Kurisu, but she's like, but no, I want to carry on her legacy and yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get even, like, more heavy because they're like, hey, like, when that was my favorite part of the episode, when she asks, she's like, when she's about to ask, like, so are you and Kurisu? And it's so tense. It's so because it's like he knows what he knows what she's trying to ask, and she's just like, please don't ask. And he's like, you know, I don't want to know the answer either, so I'm not going to.
They did such a great job. That whole scene was wonderful, and they built up so much tension and like dramatic action. And I don't know, for me, I feel like Okabe with his like normal personality, like the personality he has now and he had in that scene, like where he's just a normal person, he matches really well with Maho, and then his mad scientist Hoenn Kyoma side matches really well with Kurisu. Like they're both ideal for their respective partners.
Agreed. Yeah. The alter ego does measure with Kurisu. Yeah, I think she probably would be looking at him all crazy if he went all that on her.
Yeah.
All Kyoma on her. Also shout out to my homegirl Dr. Reyes, just casually carrying what I assume is like a shiv or just straight up gun.
You mean on the last scene on the airplane?
Yeah, last scene when she's like on the plane.
I was thinking she got her hand injured because they were shooting at her.
Oh, you're right.
Because the other girl, when they were at the airport, one of the girls from the cafe, and the one that Daru's supposed to marry, actually had her hand wrapped in bandages.
And she said, I cut my knife. Oh shit, we don't know which one.
Yeah. So I'm like, shit, one of the probably either both of them were involved in this. Like maybe they're on opposite sides. Like one of them was shooting at the other one. I don't
Does everyone get shot in the hand? Like the fuck?
Yeah, I should go back and rewatch that scene and see if anyone got shot in the hand.
No, they did. They did.
Oh, they did.
Like in the whole shootout, it shows a girl because she makes a girl grunt noise. She's like, That's why when you said that, it all clicked in my head. So I'm like, I remember that. She gets shot. She makes a female grunting noise, like, I got shot. And then
that's a very masculine female that got shot.
No, it was a womanly noise, like. Unless it's a very feminine man getting his life, and by getting his life, I mean getting shot in the arm, trying to steal secrets to, make the time machine. But
yeah. So there's a lot of intrigue. It's funny because this episode, I feel like it could lead to something very important, but it also felt like kind of felt like a final episode.
Like, like an end to something.
Yeah, like there's so much stuff they can do, but at the same time, I don't know where they're going to go. Like, is Maho going to come back? Are they going to go back in time?
I feel like maybe like Maho's gone, and then they're just going to kill her off screen-ish, or kill her in America. Oh, right. I need to save her, and then that's what the next 12 episodes are going to be.
You know what? They might interrogate her because the laptop is broken, right? So maybe the next step is like, let's interrogate Maho. Maybe she might know something.
Oh God! And that's gonna be the whole thing. Now they're just gonna torture her every time. Back in time to prevent her getting tortured and brutally killed.
Well, there we go. We have our setup. That's our theory. Maho torture next episode.
Yes, torture. Sorry, I've been in a very dark mood lately.
I see.
But we have something. Unless you have something to add about Steins.
Oh, I was gonna say, speaking of torture, we have here, right, David? But it wasn't.
Oh my God! I was gonna say, speaking of the opposite of darkness, the bright shining light that is Boku no Hero Academia 3, episode 12.
Yes, I was not a big fan of this episode, which I get it. This was like a setup episode. This was like.
Loved it. I don't know why I felt the need to just say like that, but I truly enjoyed it.
I don't know. It felt kind of like I feel like they could have done a little bit more with it. I don't know. And also, maybe I'm just not that interested in Deku's mom and her struggle with. Like, I get it, and it's part of the character, but I don't know. It just wasn't compelling to me. I was much more interested in Bakugo's mom.
What? I love the whole thing because the entire time it was it made perfect sense. How she's like, ha ha ha, like, yeah, your arm kind of got blown up again. Oh, your arm got blown up again. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. And now she's all like, okay, fuck this shit. I ain't okay with this. I don't want you going. Yada yada yada.
Yeah. It makes sense. It's just it's predictable, and I was just not interested in it. Like, yeah, the moment the episode started and they were doing the whole parent trips and stuff, I was like, oh, everyone's gonna be fine with it except Deku's mom. So I don't know, and it just wasn't like I knew it was gonna happen, and it wasn't really a twist or anything unique or anything. It was just, oh, she's gonna say no, and then All Might's gonna convince her, and then he's gonna go. So. Yeah.
Well, even if it's predictable, at least the scene could have been worse. I could say it could have been worse. Yeah. The more compelling scene was definitely between All Might reuniting with like Deku by themselves at the beach.
Yeah, that was nice. I also really liked the approach that they had with Deku, where he was that kind of shocked me, where he was like, all right, fine, I don't have to go to UA. I can go to any hero school. I don't care as long as I can.
If that was the plot twist in that scene, that would have been it.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Because also it's kind of weird. Like, I didn't see that coming. So I guess he's more mature than we gave him credit for.
Yeah.
Don't die.
I've had this stupid fucking cough for like the past 2 weeks, and I'm over it. I think it's allergies, but still, I'm over it. Yeah, Bakugo's mom. I mean, it's a little disappointing. It's funny, but a little bit like silly. that like she's the exact carbon like she's literally Bakugo with boobs. Like
it's fun though. I want to see more interactions between. Like I want to see Bakugo being an air like a
no, but that's the thing. It's just gonna be them yelling at each other. That's all that scene was. And yes, it was cute for the one time. The one time it was funny. It was entertaining. That's like a running gimmick that gets so old so quickly.
I think it was interesting. Also, his mom was apparently a very popular character, and I love the dad was just kind of like meek and to the side and like, oh honey, no.
Also, they all had Bakugo's haircut, like even the father. I was like, what?
I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was an interesting interaction. I also liked I forget her name, the electric girl.
I forget her name. I know.
Yeah.
Well, no, she's a phone jack.
Headphone jack, whatever. I liked her father. Her father was cool.
Yeah.
I kind of like all the parents except Deku's mom.
That's so mean yet understandable.
Yeah. I don't hate Deku's mom. I just feel like she's like, of all the characters, she's one of the most generic.
Yeah. Yeah, like of all of them. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, I don't think I have anything much to say. There was just like, it was just, I don't know. I like this. There's a setup episode because it was like a lot of setup. Like there's just like they're literally smashing you over the head with hints that things are going to change. It's not going to be the same. Yeah. Like the cops are about to get all militarized and crazy. Everyone's dorming at UA. Like fucking All Might's retiring.
Over at UA.
Let's not die.
I'm actually looking forward to that next week's episode. It has potential to be pretty funny.
Yeah, definitely. Can we move on?
No, we got to talk about Hero Academia for at least another 5 minutes. No, this is why it was one of the weaker episodes. There's nothing to say about it. Let's move on to a better episode.
Hinamatsuri is definitely. I'm gonna split my episode a week.
I know what you're gonna split it next to.
Of course you do. I know exactly. Of course you do, because that's how you episode of the week. I really want this to be my episode.
I don't know. This episode for me, I wasn't a big fan of the first part, but the second part was really fucking good.
Like, I really don't know how to explain it. I would make this my episode of the week if it wasn't like other anime involved, and it was because they came full circle. Like I literally watched the first episode yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my god! And I asked myself, where's this Chinese girl? Like, where the fuck did she come from? Lo and behold, they finally answered on the last episode. We do a time skip, and lo and behold, it's actually Mao 3 years later. That is such brilliant. A great plot twist.
Yeah, that is actually really brilliant. That's super brilliant. And
you totally forgot about her. We totally forgot about her.
Yeah. I was like, because it's one of those, and it works as a good opening scene for the anime because it gets you interested because the fight is actually pretty greatly animated and
good fight animation.
So it's like, oh wow, that's interesting.
Great fight animation because we're going to repeat it. Oh
and my God. The first half though was whatever to me. I guess they know that Hina has powers now.
I think it was like the typical humor. It wasn't like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
No, but that's the point. Like usually it either builds up to a huge joke at the end or it's just a little bit funny here and there. I don't know. There was a few good moments like he told me slapping Hina or whatever. Like that was cute. Her eating the snow was nice.
Yeah. Like the little thing with like the kid who's like, it's not my fault, right? And they're like, yeah, no, we gotta get together. And he's like, yeah, it's not my fault at all. And they're like, getting him like, but it kind of is though.
Yeah,
like, that was funny. That was nice. Where Hina didn't realize, she's like, we're just lost in the mountains. What's the bad thing? And then she's like, I'm hungry. There's no food. Guy being stuck in the mountain is a terrible thing. That for some reason that opening joke was so hilarious for me.
Yeah, it was good. like even like that, like I was not impressed by the first half, but it was still good because the bar for this show is so fucking high that if it was any other show, it would have been hilarious to me.
Yeah. I agree. But then when the second half happened, I was like, it just literally makes up for anything.
Fucking great. It was so great. I love how Mal still keeps the Hina and Anzu dolls in
except yeah, like she formed them into weapons.
They fight alongside her now.
That's crazy.
And it's so weird because it's like the most obscure character bridges the gap to the other obscure character that brings it full circle. Like the Rock dude.
Oh yeah, the Rock dude. Yeah, the Rock dude and Mao. Like what?
Wow. You can't pick a more random pairing to bring together for the finale.
Yeah, they make
this
it
is
work.
The finale. Yeah, this is the finale. And they're like, you know what we're gonna end it on? We're gonna do a 3-year time skip and end it with the random Rock dude from like episode 4 meeting up with Mao. That's what the ending is gonna be.
No, they have to do a season 2. They have to do a season 2.
I really want a season 2.
They set it up for season 2. They set it up. They actually set it up. It wasn't
just set it up. But I've seen this play out so many times.
I know.
I don't want to give it hopes up.
No, this is really highly rated. It's a highly rated.
I know. One. I don't want to be hurt again.
It's highly rated, so this is a really good chance of getting a sequel.
I hope so. I really, really want a sequel for that. The finale was so good because you know how I always complain about finales for comedies in particular. The problem with comedies is that they have like this play safe type of thing when it comes to a finale, and they do like, oh, we're gonna just do it, like they usually introduce some kind of fake drama thing, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna have a serious ending. This was the most off the wall type of ending, unpredictable.
Wait, forced drama ending. So you mean what's gonna happen with High School DxD?
We'll get to there.
Continue.
But yeah, so it just was like the most off the wall type of thing to do, and it was still so fun and so entertaining. The jokes were great. Like the joke with the she has to fight the machine, the spinning machine, and they use a rock to test it out, and then the rock just explodes and it hits everybody with a shrapnel. Like there were so many good, nice moments in the episode and that were actually hilarious. I don't know. It just works on so many levels.
Anyway, when Rocker and Mao are talking to them, they're both thinking like, "Whoa, this person's crazy."
Oh my god, I died when I was gonna say when Mao
did that was the best picture. Like, this guy's crazy.
This guy's a fucking lunatic.
That right? He's an inanimate object.
They're actually good for each other though. When we
kind of are.
This was great. I need a season 2. I really need a season 2.
And without further ado, let's rate it. And because I brought it up, that means that you have to give the first score.
Damn it! Oh god! I mean, what did we give Violet Evergarden? It was like a 9.5, I think.
I feel like we did.
I think I gave it a 9 or 9.5. This Hinamatsuri, and then what did I give Centaur's Life? That was like a 9, I think, or 8.5.
Something like. No, you scored that one pretty high.
Yeah. So what I'm basically getting at is that this is also in that category for me. I'm gonna give it a 9. This was like one of my favorite comedies of all time, hands down. It was beautiful. Loved it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. It's
so good. I honestly can't even think of a bad episode this show had. It didn't even have one bad episode.
No, it really didn't. Every time we talk about this show, it's like, oh, something really fucking funny happened this week. I'm going to give it a 9 as well. Yeah, I would give it a 9.5. And that's only because I feel like the scenes with Hina, the main character, should have been funnier to match the other two main girls.
I think Hina, oddly enough, was the weakest character.
Yeah, she's the weakest. She's still funny. Like you said, if this was any other anime, she would be hysterical, but like he told me an Anzu. Like
and Mao pulled the hair of her at the end of the
word. Like Anzu's story wasn't even like super funny. It was just so like good and well developed, and then he told me just fucking insane.
Guys, if you have not seen the show, you need to sit down and watch it. It's like the highest recommendation imaginable.
It's like I'm really after this I'm about to like tweet. If you haven't watched it, Hinamatsuri, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
By the way, I read the manga. I read like the next 4 or 5 chapters from the manga. It's so good. It's just as good as the anime.
Like I'm afraid, like they're gonna
I don't want
to be spoiled.
I know. I want to hold out. Like I read the next 4 chapters, and I'm like, all right, you know what? I got to save this for
day. Yeah,
if there's ever, I'm gonna give it like a year. If there's no second season in a year, I'm gonna finish.
Let me put it in my phone, like in 1 year.
Yeah, a reminder. Alexa, a reminder for 2019.
Read Hinamatsuri manga, and then it's gonna pop up. I'm like, what anime is this? What the fuck did I tell myself to do?
Oh my god, she heard that.
Alexa?
Yeah, she's asking what day. May 25th.
On what day?
Yeah, there we go.
I feel like she's saying it wrong. Is she saying it wrong?
I have no idea.
I feel like she's saying Hamatsuri, and I'm just like, people get the message.
Alexa's like 2 rooms away from me, so it's weird that she even heard me say that. So that's creepy.
Oh my god, they're taking over. Steins Gate's happening in real life, man.
No situation. From one great show to another great show, Golden Kamuy,
second half of
episode 11.
Yes, this is my. Oh my god,
this is my episode of the week. As great as Hinamatsuri was, this is the episode of the week.
I understand. It's just like I felt like I had to make Hinamatsuri like honorary episode of the week because it ended off on such a good note.
Yeah,
this episode was just.
I think this is my favorite episode of the whole season.
I actually don't know where to begin.
I don't know either. It was just so crazy.
It was literally. I feel like literally Quentin Tarantino is like writing this shit. It literally feels like Quentin
Tarantino movie. Holy shit!
It does.
Right.
Does it not?
It feels exactly like
Quentin
that.
Tarantino, the guy who did Lock, Shock, and Two Smoking Barrels. This reeks of those kinds of where that's like very weird plot lines that all conceive, and then all this wacky shit happens as a result. Mm-hmm. This is literally what this entire anime is about.
And all the characters are super compelling and
they're all just quirky and funny and stupid. Oh my god,
Jinbo Sensei!
I'm actually going to text Kyle and tell him to watch the show.
It was I don't know where to start with this. I don't know where to start. The whole setting was perfect. Them being in like this hotel that's just like death crap maze, insane. It also kind of felt a bit like Saw in that regard.
Saw was stupid. And like the death maze run by a prisoner who literally Orochimaru'd someone.
Mm-hmm. And I don't understand. So did he like steal someone's skin and just wear it and then?
I don't fucking know.
But then would he have the tattoos anymore?
I don't know. And I don't care. Like I'm literally just at this point, like I'll go with whatever you guys put in front of me.
I love
because they're at that right line of mysticism and like crazy action, mm-hmm. like what's believable and what's not. Like they tread that line so well.
Mm-hmm.
And this episode, I think they're pushing it, especially with the introduction of this character.
They were, but I didn't mind it because I still found it compelling.
Exactly, because it's still really funny.
What's his name? The enemy, the bad guy.
I literally call him Forehead.
Yeah, we're calling him Forehead. Forehead, dude. I actually really like him now. Like he was the weaker villain for me.
This is like the one episode where he's not just like saying like crazy shit or like saying something like 2 words and then just does something like
crazy shit.
Yeah, no. He did say some crazy shit, but it was like Oh my god, oh god. So let's talk about that scene where everyone's drunk, including Asipra, who is like 12 years old or something.
This is like what, the 1910s or whatever in Japan. We got this.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, and he is just telling her, he's like, hey, the woman you should buy as a woman, you should buy you dicks. And they start talking about like what a manly dick is like, and Stephen was like, I've seen what dick looks like, and then Sugimoto's trying to like defend himself to a 12-year-old.
But it's like those type of moments that build the characters and make them feel more realistic. So I don't know. I love those scenes. The way that they do those scenes.
Yeah, like it just seems so effortlessly. Effortless. I think I should just want to say effortless. There's a bit of a seamlessness.
I also love Forehead's interactions with like his pickup lines, which are just like super. Like
they're not really pickup lines. He just slammed the game. He's just like, "Wow, you're very beautiful." Fuck me.
Like, but yeah, like his lines. Like there was one line he was like, "Oh, your voice is beautiful and you have a nice ass. I want to hear you." Like he starts off a few lines very poetically, like, "Oh, your voice sounds like beautiful birds chirping in the wind. I wonder what it sounds like in the bed." Like,
yeah,
they're just super direct. He's so super direct and blunt. I love him.
Yeah, no, it's super great.
I like how when he found out that the doctor was the old man, he was still like, I don't know, I'm still fucking.
Okay, yeah, I'm
still fucking.
First of all, his sexuality is kind of questionable at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because poor Shiraishi, like, I'm like, what happened that made him throw up? And why did Shiraishi have that blank look? I'm like, oh no.
I'm pretty sure he's just horny all the time and just wants to fuck anything that's around him.
Fuck or fight. Like, that's literally
that's his character. He just fucks things or fights things. Or drinks.
Yeah. Speaking of, like, fighting, like, I love the introduction to him and Sugimoto. Like, they just look at each other and it just turns to an episode of Kenichi, the Greatest Disciple.
Mm-hmm. Let's grapple.
Like, which I love because I love Kenichi. But yeah, like, I at this point, like, the old man is Orochimaru. I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. The chase scene that starts after all this craziness begins, like, do we have a top 5 chase scenes in anime? Because if we did, this has to go up there. Like,
it felt very Scooby-Doo like to me.
It was so Scooby-Doo. Like, I just heard like in my noise.
That was great. Just seeing them, like the way it ended with the whole hotel just blowing up all epically, it was just beautiful. Perfect way to end the episode.
It was just like, oh, let's just blow up the whole shit.
This is
I love it. I love the second time where she actually drops a bomb in front of
his face.
The doctor, and his face, he's like, oh. And he just, like, they're just so, like, oh my god, this episode is literally so great.
This episode is the perfect blend of like the stupid comedy, the actual dark themes of the episode. Because remember, this guy's like a body snatching Skinner dude, and there was plenty of action.
A lot of people.
So this was also a darker episode. Like, there was darkness, there was comedy, there was action. It was everything. It was
all dark now.
Yeah,
there all
sex jokes, everything in the series.
Like that, like that. They've arrived at the point where it's like a formula. Like, like Scooby-Doo slapstick humor, darkness, sex jokes, and gore, blood and gore. That's very important.
So Hinamatsuri might not be getting a second. Well, we don't know yet, but I am happy to report that Golden Kamuy is getting a second season. They announced it.
Yeah.
I believe it's in winter, so
nice. I can't wait.
It's gonna be great. More Golden Kamuy. We still have one episode left in this season, though, so we're not gonna rate it just yet.
But if we did, it'd be very fucking high.
Oh yeah. All right. So
last, but
nope, not last. It's funny because we only say last to this one because the actual last show we just forget it even exists.
Oh, I feel so bad. What I thought was last was High School DxD Hero episode 10. I didn't mind it. Like, it was just like a bunch of fighting. I like the kind of ecchi fight in the middle. Like, I love, and you know what's so funny? I don't know why I love that part specifically when he fights the bishop. I thought it was so funny because I too was like, why is she taking off the panties instead of the bra first?
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Well, I feel like that's why I like that part, because everyone who watched it is like saying, why?
Yeah, this isn't how you strip. She should have taken stripping classes.
Exactly. And then that's when
he unprepared and shit.
That's when he saw through her ruse and ended her.
And this was what I mean. I'm glad it keeps the stupid comedy.
Yeah, see, this was unlike last when they went a little too far and it became stupid. This was funny.
Mm-hmm. This was pretty stupid. This was funny. I wasn't a big fan of these. Like, the fights in and of themselves so far are not very interesting to me. The Kiba fight was like laughably bad. Like, whatever. Kiba's Kiba. He just fought some. They all did their shadow clone jutsus and
like
unlimited blade works.
Yeah, I was like unlimited blade by Shonen. Like,
I didn't understand what the fuck was going on in the Koneko Rosewise fight. That was like people shooting beams at each other, gravity everywhere. I don't know. Some shit happened.
I think that was my favorite fight.
It was, just by virtue of the fact that
I felt like it wasn't as straightforward-ish.
I was able to follow it somewhat, and it had, I guess, the most flow of any of the other fights. Like, all the other fights were just like instantly over or just random.
Yeah,
the Novia fight with Gasper was just Gasper getting beaten up for about 5 or 6 minutes.
Is that a thing? Is that a recurring thing where they try to make the trap seem as manly as possible? Like, is that like a running joke? Well,
for High School DxD specifically, I know that that's his whole arc was like, you didn't see I think it was the end of the second season where he shows up, but basically he's a shut-in and he's afraid to talk to people and all that shit. So his whole character arc is just, I need to be manly and go outside and talk to people.
Ugh.
And be a man. And Issei just trains him how to be basically perverted and shit.
Ew, that everything you just said turns into throw up in my mouth.
Be a man.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it's funny because that's like not what a trap is for. So like I can appreciate that, but also
it's funny because he like is still dressed in the skirt and everything. So
yeah, and also I don't like it because that's not what traps are for. I'm sorry. I am here for any type of queer gay expressions, and I know the gay man in me is like conflicted with this whole like turning the whole trap thing on its head, because it's like I just generally like the whole trap thing in itself because it's a guy being really feminine. It's a guy being feminine. It's a guy. Traps are slightly gay.
It's kind of like traps are gay. It's kind of like hashtag traps are not gay. It's kind of like, it's weird because all right, so it's a guy who's being feminine, but then trying to be manly, but he still comes off as cute. So him trying to act manly actually makes him cuter, I would say. It's some kind of like weirdo reverse psychology. I don't know what, but in a way, him trying to act manlier is just making him more feminine to me. Because it's cute.
Yeah, because like, well, first of all, it was not cute in this episode. He just got his ass beat.
Oh yeah, no, he just got beat down.
Yeah, it was not cute.
Which is stupid because they do this thing. Well, I should not take High School DxD power level seriously because God knows they don't. But sometimes they'll make characters super, super OP when they need to be. Like when Gasper first shows up, he literally freezes time for everyone. Like he freezes what's his name, Azazel. He freezes like a whole army of demons. He's able to beat anybody in anything, but now he has to lose to this dragon dude. So yeah, he's useless.
Which you're saying would never happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so
when he was introduced.
Yeah. And Akeno just loses. Oh, I don't think there was ever a fight Akeno ever won. Akeno just loses to everybody.
It really upset me. That's the one they didn't like. Like, Akeno's fight wasn't even a fight. She just goes down.
They always do that too. They did this in the first season. They never show Akeno's fights. They're like, this is Akeno fighting someone, and they'll cut to something else, and they'll cut back. Like, oh, Akeno lost. Look at that.
Oh, she's dying.
Just in time to see her die.
That's so sad. But yeah, not a lot happened this episode.
No.
Like, no, it did, but it didn't. Like, it was just fighting. Like, if you like
random fights, yeah.
If you're into that, then by all means enjoy.
Well, I'm looking forward to the actual final fight. I feel like it's going to build up to that. So hopefully the next fight scenes are going to be good.
Oh, right. If we don't even get that, I don't even think that's going to happen next episode. Or maybe it'll just start the next episode.
Yeah.
Well, enough about that. Let's move on to what I thought I was moving on to. This is the actual last episode of the week. Episode of the week. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. This is the last show of the week that we're talking about.
Oh my god, what's wrong with me? I am
ever get episode of the week.
Effortlessly less.
You know that's gonna be the title of this episode, right?
I hope so. Persona 5 the animation, episode 12.
Yes, episode 12.
Yeah. Okay, so basically just wrapping up the Kaneshiro arc.
They literally just skipped his entire dungeon. Just throwing it out there, they just skipped his entire dungeon. They just jumped straight to the boss fight.
I mean, would you want an episode where they do his entire dungeon?
I'm in the small minority of people who actually liked his dungeon, but no, because his dungeon was just tedious and it was just them cracking codes in a safe.
Yeah, then I'm glad they skipped.
Like,
that's not something very entertaining to watch.
Would have not translated well to the anime, so I get why they skipped it.
Yeah. As for someone who has not, okay, I guess we're gonna compare the two views, which I'm kind of glad we get to do this now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess I'll say from the view of someone who hasn't played the game. The boss fight was okay. Wasn't terrible. I kind of miss. I feel like in Persona 4 they got their ass kicked too much, and then in Persona 5 they don't get their ass kicked enough.
I kind of get what you mean. There's no real tension to the fights. Yeah, there's no struggle or anything.
Everyone's just like, oh my god, we're so cool. Look at this flip and dodge and everything. And oh my god.
The fights are just a showcase for the animation and stuff and the style of the show.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, I think I'd appreciate a little bit more of a struggle.
I mean, were you able to follow it though? Is it like too fast, or is it like no idea what's going on or something?
I mean, oh yeah. I literally don't understand how, like, that entire, like, how they won. I don't know. Like, all they did was burn his money and then start attacking him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not coherent at all of how you beat the boss. So that was like, I literally was just like, whatever when they did that. Like, when I saw that part, I was like, okay, sure. Persona.
Yeah, it's gotten to that point where it's just like, oh, well, that's it looks cool, which it did. I really appreciated the way they kept passing to each other, because that they integrated the baton pass, which they do in the game, like, perfectly and seamlessly, where they just tag each other in. So that was really, really well done, and it was all stylish and everything. And it was like nice anime. It was really, really good.
Yeah, good fighting scene.
Good music, good. The thing is, this show is built on the soundtrack and the like flashy, stylish scenes that it does, and everything else is just kind of filler and meh.
very much. So are you gonna tell me how the boss battle like actually goes?
I mean, it's also equally as dumb. You basically fight him as a fly, and you beat him down a bit. He summons this giant pig robot, and you can distract it with money or like expensive items. So you can actually give away an expensive item. You don't get it back, so you're actually just throwing away an expensive item in your party, and it will distract him, and you can that's your opportunity to kill him.
Like, is it a good fucking distraction? Like, is it several turns? Like,
basically, like the way he does like a power up move, and it's like, oh, you gotta either you're guarding or you're gonna get killed. It's one of those things, or you can choose to distract him. So if you want to avoid getting hit with the power up move and buy yourself a turn to do damage to him for free, then throw away something valuable.
That sounds like 2 turns. Not worth it.
And it's random. You don't get to. I don't think you get to pick.
What?
I forget if you get to pick or not, but I think it is random, or it's like a random choice of 3 things or something. Either way, they could have incorporated that a bit more, I think.
Yes, because in this anime, they literally just burn his money. Like, that literally makes no sense. Like, I no, it doesn't. Like, I know they're trying to go for the same thing, but like they should just copied and pasted like what to do.
I don't know if I'm blanking out and I missed something, but I feel like they didn't really dwell on him as a character, like Ganashiro, the way that they did the other two with Kamoshida and
yeah, I feel like we know this person a lot less.
Yeah, like this dude's a dick, and we took his money and burned it. In the end, they didn't really like give his confession scene or explain why he's a dick or like how he's changed or anything.
Yeah,
like we killed him or we beat him,
and then we like almost never see him again. Like,
yeah, we're not gonna see him again. Whatever, he's dead. I guess for the purposes of this story, he's dead.
Yeah, because in both Kamoshida and with the painter dude, like the people who join your squad are like directly like have a relationship with them, like, and not just for like, for this arc. They had it like before the game started,
and they're also both interesting characters to like just learn about. Whereas this guy just whatever, he's like a generic.
So he's just a
rich dude that's a dick. Yeah,
like, I'm a gangster and I extort people for money.
I'm a rich gangster, bro. In the game,
I'm like, okay, you're one of many.
In the game, it's all about him being super insecure, so he's like overcompensating with money because he has no friends, and he's basically that. Like, his story isn't very compelling either in the game, but still, you can probably touch on it a bit in the anime.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that covers everything.
Yeah, no card captors, so that does cover everything for this week. And next week's gonna be even shorter because we have one less show to talk about.
Oh shit! Thank God.
And shit, you know what? We're gonna reach the new season very soon. We gotta do our seasonal spotlight of all the shows for summer. So guys, keep an eye out for that.
Hope you guys enjoy hearing us read a lot.
Yep. How many shows are there? There's probably a lot. Summer's usually a big season. So yeah, enjoy that and keep an eye out for the summer guide. It'll probably be out sometime soon. We'll be picking shows to watch for the summer podcast as well. Although there are a few returning shows like Steins Gate that we're gonna keep.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything you would like to add, Drew, before I send this home?
No, actually, I don't. Actually, yes, I do. Don't get any children like intoxicated and talk about penises. Like, I feel like that's bad civilization.
I thought that was like a thing that happened at Pride, and I was like,
no, that's how great
you gotta tell me what happened.
When it comes to Pride,
I feel like your stories are worse.
Pride, if you get hit in the face because you decide to walk in a way of people who are dancing, you deserve to get hit in the face.
Life lessons. Life lessons from Drew.
I'm sorry. Just I was dancing with my friend, and these people were just passing by, and we like kind of bumped into someone. Someone's like, "Oh!" and I just stopped. I'm just like, "You see us dancing?"
Were you in the street, or was this a club?
This was a Pride Parade. Like
I'm dancing in the street. Get out of my way.
Had like a stage. There were people. There's like a huge crowd of people, and then there's like we were towards the back, where like there's like kind of empty space where no one's really standing, and then we just start dancing, and then people are passing through, going through the place where we are dancing specifically. Mind you, this is a giant street. They can go around us. They can go on the sidewalk. No, they choose to go between us. So then when I crash into them, I'm just like, I really don't care because you just want to go the quickest way. And then think, guys. That's my lesson to you. Think.
And if you guys like to think, consider subscribing to the channel so you can catch all these lovely life lessons from Drew every podcast. And if you're so kind, do consider donating via Patreon, like all these lovely supporters we have on screen right now that make the show possible, as well as the rest of our videos. Also, follow us on Twitter and on Discord, and also we have a Twitch, so you might want to check that out.
But it's just Twitch, y'all.
It's just Twitch, though. All right. This has been Soroni, along with
Drooby-doo Desu.
And we will catch you all next week. Later.
Bye. Happy Pride, bitches.